Hey, this is TK Irish coming from Camp KENNERK. I just want to tell everybody what a great time we've been having visiting with you and getting all the comments. They're really pretty good. Of course, we're not going to listen to any of them. We're just going to do what we want to do. But besides that, it's fun. Thank you so much for letting this in your life. I did something this past week that is very cool that I wanted to share with you. Uh, I went to see the Notre Dame Miami game at a place called Cosm. It's spelled COSM. Now, think of Cosm as IMAX on steroids. To give you an example, the screen is 80 feet by 50 feet and it's high definition. You can actually see the perspiration on the players from the screen. So Kevin and I went there, had a great time. Ran into a guy that you may remember, Darius Rice. He played for University of Miami in the '01 to '04 seasons, and a really cool guy. We got to go out. We just hung out. He sat next to us, and we chatted and this, and he was actually in the Miami Hall of Fame as well. So very good, and he coaches high school here in the area. But the amazing thing is that Jerry Rice, the receiver for the 49ers, is his uncle. So this DNA goes down generations. And so I just want to give a shout out to him because really enjoyed meeting him. And so this Cosmo, it's in the Glenville, excuse me, Grandscape part of the Colony. The Colony is a town north of Dallas. And drive up there and you get your seats. They got great food. I had some brisket nachos that were phenomenal. I mean, they really did it right. And they have a lot of other food, sliders and wagyu burgers, all types of food. And the beer is cold. The beer was cold. It came on ice. So that was a pleasant surprise for something like that. Customer service, phenomenal. I can't say enough positive things about how this place is run. So, you know, they call it an experience. And it is. It really was. I've seen a lot of things over the years of being a visual kind of situation. This just overwhelms you. And it's in conjunction with ESPN. So the ESPN's doing the announcing. They got this great camera work showing all the angles of all the plays. And so I highly recommend it. It's a you need to do it. You need to put it on your to-do list. But the thing that I'm really thinking about here is the TK conference, TK Camp Kinner conference here. I've looked at it. There were some upsets. There were some things that are going on that I think needs to be brought to attention. And hey, Douglas, do you feel okay? That picture of yours is a little. Are you under the weather?
DK, good morning. Well, how to greet me and asking me if I'm still alive. Yes, I'm having a little bit of a lighting problem here at the DTN house,
hmm
man cave, and I have to work on it, but I will keep my face up front and personal to eliminate the problems. It's more of a process that we are in with Camp Kinnerk podcast. This is number 4, our
hmm
sports podcast on Sunday morning, just like every red-blooded character around the world checking the sports scores on a Sunday morning with
hmm
my coffee. You got your coffee, TK?
I got my liquid confidence right here, buddy.
Liquid coffee. I get up and go.
Yeah, I better get my sip in too.
Mhm. Yes, yes. And
Woo!
thank you very but for a great intro saying I look dead. But little lighting problem. We're working on it.
All right, well, good. I'm
Remember,
glad.
we're on a shoestring budget. If we had $1 million, this would be perfect, but we don't. And that to me is what America's all about. Start with nothing and try and build something and tweak it along the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly what you have to do.
Now, I had a couple of questions about your intro there. How do you spell that?
COSM.
And it's in the Colony up in Dallas.
Yeah, yeah, north of Dallas, maybe 30, 40 minutes north of Dallas. If you're familiar with that part of the area, it'd be like Denton, Louisville area. A
Okay, all right.
been growing area. This Grandview Grandscape is a development of multi-use. They have restaurants, they got apartments, they got an amusement park, they got putt-putt. Everything's nice and brand new, just really, and a lot of fun. So,
Well, the DFW Metroplex is growing fast, and that's really good to hear of
mhm.
something like that, a venue like that. And when I get up there, we're going there.
Oh yeah, yeah, no doubt about it. And not only do they have sports, all the college games and pro games, but they have other other things like the Matrix movie. They have some
Yes.
what is the Canadian Circus Circus du Soleil?
Circus Soleil, yes.
Look,
Now,
they,
first off, I saw The Matrix, and 5 minutes in, I had no idea what it was about. And I understand they're on Matrix number 14 or something like that. And I don't know how that movie got made or what it's about.
yeah. Well, I've never watched any of them, but they did show a trailer and the visual was really cool. That's all I can tell you.
And you did mention that you sat next to Darius Rice. Was that the
Yeah,
gentleman's?
Darius Rice. He was
And he went to the University of
Miami
Miami. And what sport was he in?
basketball. He was a
Oh,
basketball.
basketball. Basketball.
Yeah.
Okay.
He sat
All right.
down next to me when he came over and getting ready to sit down. I look up. I go, man, that guy sure is tall. But I was sitting down. Well, then when I stood up to introduce myself, he just stood up. I'm going, yeah, he's tall. He's 6'10".
6'10", Darius
6'10".
Rice. So
Yeah.
now he is one of our DTN neighbors, Camp Kennerk campers, and
Yeah.
we are very happy to talk about him. And you've met him, and
Hmm.
he's now an official Camp Kennerk camper.
That's right. He hadn't gotten his t-shirt yet, but he's working on
He'll get it. And we're
it.
still waiting on the input concerning the Australian kangaroo bits.
Oh, yes.
We're still waiting for phone calls, and we'll make sure he gets one.
Okay. All right.
Yes,
He'll
and see,
appreciate
every
it. I'm sure he
every
will.
Camp Canuck camper should have an official Aussie bits
Uh-huh.
opener.
Like we say, it's a must for every tailgating.
That's a must for every tailgating. I could see millions on this. We just need to be the American distributor, TK.
Yeah.
Entrepreneur is always working. Now, it is Sunday morning. We've got our coffee. And just like every American, every guy around the world checking your sports scores. So let's begin with the Camp Canuck football conference that we have come up with, and to refresh our listeners around the world, and especially RC out there in Colorado, who brought up a very interesting point. Let's begin.
Good. I'm all eyes and all ears.
Okay. Well, first off, the original aspect of the Camp Canuck podcast is you and I grew up during the Southwest Conference days.
Yes.
It's all gone. The Southwest Conference is all gone. But in our hearts, there are teams that we follow. The Camp Canuck Football Conference.
Yes.
That's what we have done. So working from the West, okay. First off, we've got Texas Tech. They are now in the Pacific 12, and they played Kent State yesterday, and they beat them 62-14.
I know. It makes me sick when I see that.
Oh, yeah. So, well, the previous game we talked last week
Yeah.
concerning this, where they played Arkansas Pine Bluff and they beat them 67-7.
Yeah.
And their next game is against Oregon State.
Well,
So
that can be a game.
that becomes a game,
Yeah.
right? I wish to tell you something that's been going on since 1992 or 93, something like that. Some sports announcer announced that Lubbock was just the Texas Tech Red Raiders and a tortilla factory. He really stepped in it. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So ever since then, there's been tradition of at the beginning of the game, the Texas Tech Red Raider fans throw a tortilla
Uh-huh.
into the in the stands. It's now
They
become
just
a
they just
tradition.
throw one, or they all
Yeah,
every.
well, I'm sure somebody overachieves, but yes, a tortilla. It's called a tortilla toss, and it's a tradition.
Okay.
Okay,
We love
now you and
tradition.
I going through those rough days, and I remember what you went through and I went through.
Mhm.
They're throwing food around. I'd be in the stands there going through the whole place gathering food, tortillas. So, this is tradition. Okay. Next, we've got TCU in Fort Worth. Okay.
Yes.
The Horned Frogs, and they're in the Pac-12, and they had a bye. In other words, they played one game and
Hmm.
had a bye.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty strenuous.
Oh yeah. Now, TK, we've talked about this, and I'm going to hammer this. One game and you have a bye.
Hmm.
The NCAA has got to listen to our free advice for $1 and divide the season in two so that 6 games and 6 games so that everyone gets a break. It's just unfair
Hmm.
for one team to get to rest. One game, they started one game and they got a bye. And TCU's playing SMU next week. So DFW Metroplex is going to be hot, big
Yeah.
time.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna have we'll catch up with that in a little while as well.
Yes, yes, yes. Now, SMU is in the ACC, okay, Atlantic
Mhm.
Coast Conference, okay. Now, they played Baylor yesterday, that now up in Waco, and they lost 48 to 45, and I understand that was a shootout.
It was a Donnybrook. I mean, it was double overtime,
Yes,
and I tell you what, the boys from Waco showed the Dallas team that they came to play and they don't care what your rating is or how much money you spend on your players.
yes, they came to play. Now, so it was the SMU Mustangs, the ponies, against, and I took real estate classes there. So, and against the Baylor Bears. And SMU is playing Missouri State Bears next week.
No idea.
No idea. No idea. I'm trying to educate us and all
Uh-huh.
our fans and listeners around
Yeah.
the world. We have no idea.
Hmm.
Okay. Now, moving on to Baylor, also in the Pac-12, they beat SMU 48-5, 48-45. And next, buckle up. They're
Okay.
playing Samford Bulldogs.
I saw that.
Samford Bulldogs. Now, I had to look this up.
Okay.
They are in the the Samford Bulldog are in Homewood, Alabama.
Where in the world is Homeward, Alabama?
I don't know.
I
I
bet
don't.
you, I bet you they don't know either. They probably
Yeah,
just
they don't
made
know
that
either.
name up.
And they're in the Southern Conference, so they play teams like Citadel, Mercer, VMI, Western Carolina, and Wofford. So I don't understand why is Baylor Bears playing Samford, and of course it's a cream puff game. And so the smaller college, Samford, gets
Hmm.
a bunch of money
Yep.
to play Baylor and get beat up, and that is totally unfair. Now, we're going to get letters from the NFL, but we have legions of our campers around the world are
Uh-huh.
on our side. What are you doing?
Yep.
What are you doing? Okay. Now, uh, going on to Texas, the Texas Longhorns are in the SEC, and yesterday they played 38-7. They won 38-7. Excuse me, coffee's not hitting yet. And they beat San Jose State. Now, Arch Manning,
Yep.
you
Hmm.
know, he did well. He did well. He had 4 TDs, and he did well. He did really well. It was a good game. It was a good test. So now they're 1-1, and of course, the all of Austin is very happy. And the next game is against my team, can you see that? There's my
Yeah,
U
yeah.
right there.
The
There's
one
my
that
hat
gets
here.
yeah,
What
this,
when I
this.
went to school, it was Texas Western College. Now it's UTEP.
Mhm.
But we talked about that.
Yes.
So that's going to be a blowout anyway, a cream puff game. And then moving on to the Aggies, who are in the SEC, they played Utah State, and it was 44-22, and they beat Utah State 44-20. And next week, TK, buckle up. They're playing your team, Notre Dame.
Well, Katie bar the door and get the children kids off the streets, all I could say.
And the Aggies are playing in Notre Dame.
Oh man. They think Aggie Land is an experience. You go up there with touchdown Jesus and you could be converted.
Oh, yes, conversion. Yes, yes. Now, my pal RC out there in Colorado, he saw our first sports show last week and the creation of the Camp KENNERK Football Conference. And he mentioned that we left out Oklahoma and Rice from the old Southwest Conference.
Yes, that's right.
And it was a glaring error, and I apologize. Now I'm going to try and make amends. So the next team I'm going to talk about is Rice. Now, Rice, to all of our listeners around the galaxy, Rice is based in Houston, and Harvard is the Rice of the North.
Yes,
Rice is a top brainiacs. That's where the term rocket scientist came from.
exactly. Yeah.
Right. And they were in the old Southwest Conference, and they
Hmm.
are the original cream puff.
Yeah.
The original South. Every team looked on the schedule to find out when they were playing Rice and said,
Mhm.
okay, here's an easy win. A
Yeah.
bunch of brainiacs. They gave them a football and some knee pads and say, okay, play Texas, get the crap beat out of you. So they are the original cream puff.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, they are in the American Mid-Atlantic or something like American Mid-Atlantic, American Athletic. I'm sorry, American Athletic. So they're I'm bringing them up once, but we're not going to include them.
No,
Like
no,
include,
no,
I don't like
don't embarrass him.
don't embarrass them. Great school, but just the original cream puff. Leave it at that.
Yeah.
Okay. So following this, we've got Arkansas that's now in the SAC. Now, buckle up. This is terrible. Arkansas beat Alabama A&M 57-7.
Yeah.
They play Arkansas. Oh, they beat Arkansas State last week 56-14. So Arkansas State 56-14, Alabama A&M 57-7.
Yeah.
Two cream puffs. And next they finally play Ole Miss.
Hmm.
They're going to play Ole Miss.
Well, then they got a
Okay.
game on their hands.
Yeah, they're going to have a game on their hand. But you see, their stats are built up, and I don't. Well, they got to call us. Okay, now let's move on to Oklahoma. It's in the SEC. We forgot them last week, and our pal RC brought it up. Okay, they played Illinois State, and they beat them 35-3 last week.
Yeah.
But yesterday they played Michigan, so a real
Good
game
game.
in Norman, and they beat Michigan 24-13.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
That's a real game, competitive game.
Yeah.
Okay. And then next week they're playing Temple Owls. Temple Owls.
Yeah.
So now Notre Dame had a bye. This is our teams. There are two
Yeah.
teams that are from our heart.
Hmm.
Okay. Uh, Notre Dame had a bye, and next week they're playing the Aggies.
Yes.
Okay, so this is another situation where Notre Dame had played one game and then
Hmm.
had a bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But
Now,
at least they did have a bye, but at least they have two real games under their belt
yes,
after next week.
yes, but think later on in the season when they played game number 9, 10, and they're getting a little tired, they
I
could
know.
use a day off.
Yeah.
this okay. All right. So this is now from another my team from the heart, of course, is UTEP, Texas Western College, and they played Tennessee Martin, and which is just north of Nashville a little bit.
Hmm.
College, Tennessee, University of Tennessee at Martin, and they beat them 42 to 17. And oddly enough, I have a high school buddy who's a doctor up there. Susan's a doctor up there
Yeah.
up in Martin. So
Okay.
so the UTEP beat them 42-17.
UTEP,
Now,
UTEP won?
yeah, UTEP won.
Okay. Just want to make our hearing didn't go wrong.
Yeah, but they're yes, okay, and they're in Conference USA, and and then their next game, of course, is here, and they're playing Texas, University of
Mhm.
Texas Longhorn.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a blowout.
Yeah.
All right. So now the one team that we're following in the Camp Kennerk Football Conference because of the coach and how
Hmm.
he's doing, Bill Belichick. Excuse me. Oh, let me get another sip of my coffee here. Hmm. There you go. Bill Belichick, who was the coach at the New England Patriots during the Tom Brady era, true champion, true coach. He's now coaching at North Carolina, and they played Charlotte, and they beat them 20-3. The
Okay.
Charlotte 49ers.
Yeah. Well, at least Uncle Bill got a win under his belt.
He got one, yeah.
The
And
W's
then
all look the same.
next week they're playing the Richmond Spiders.
Not black spiders, not any type of dangerous spider. It's just a spider.
The Richmond Spiders.
Okay. All right.
Those dangerous Richmond Spiders.
Uh-huh.
So that is the Camp Kennerk Sports Report, the Camp Kennerk Football Conference Sports Report of the uh, teams from the old Southwest Conference and teams from our heart and from following a coach.
Yeah. Well, it's
Okay.
very, very insightful. I'm looking forward to see, how all this transpires over the season to see who is going to win the conference, based on, you know,
Well, TK, it's interesting that you mentioned that, and I apologize, don't have a whiteboard like ESPN or something like
uh-huh.
that. But we're a shoestring budget. We're over here. We're in the camp,
Yeah,
so trying the best we can to get the good news out to the people.
exactly.
Okay, now DTN has created, and I tested it out last year, a power ranking. Okay,
Okay.
a power ranking.
Yeah.
Mentions that who is going to win the conference. Well, at the end of the season, there's always the who's number one.
Yep.
Always the big controversy.
Yep.
Who's number one? And the sports announcers have this is a gold mine for them because they can talk for hours. Okay. I came up with something called playground justice.
Okay.
Because when you and I were growing up, and every guy that's listening,
Hmm.
playground justice is you beat him, I beat you, I'm number one.
Yeah.
Real simple.
Process
Well,
of elimination.
I came up with a ratio that how to figure out who is number one. Now, a number one, if they're undefeated, they're number one. It's simple. Now, what if you got two or three number ones? Well,
Hmm.
how do you do it? And I came up with a ratio which equals because football is moving the ball and scoring touchdowns.
Yeah.
Okay, and then people say, well, what about defense? Well, if you score more touchdowns than anybody else, that means your defense is working
Hmm.
because you scored more.
Yeah.
Okay, so I came up with a ratio, and I will reveal that in as the season progresses because I need data to work this on out.
Yeah.
So to our sports
It's called
fans,
analytics now. You know,
I can't even spell that word.
I just got lucky in pronouncing it correctly this time.
Analytics.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Hey,
So, to our sports fans listening to Camp Kinnerk podcast around the world, we have some very interesting things coming up.
oh yeah. Well, Douglas, it's always fun doing this. Unfortunately, I gotta go play some paddle ball here in a little while. So,
Okay. All right. Great.
you always gotta stay active. So I
Oh,
just
yes.
just wanted to thank you and all the listeners to come into Camp Kinnerk. It's a great time over here. We're always doing something crazy. But so, what's that?
Oh, I was going to say, TK, thank you very much. It's always great seeing you, talking sports, drinking beer, coffee, the girls. It's the American way.
So Douglas, in closing, I just want to share with you the slogan for Camp Kinnerk. We've really never covered that, but Camp Kinnerk is where the brave check in and the nervous never leave.
Well, okay, I like that one. Good. Now, that's
All
pretty
right,
good.
that's
Okay, so
good.
my suggestion is Camp Kinnerk, where you watching sports, drinking beer, and looking at girls.
There you go. Well, Douglas, have a good week. We'll catch up with you later, and stay safe.
Take care, my friend.
All right.